calls her own daughter unwanted like it's a joke, but nobody stops her. Why does that feel planned, not careless? What was she expecting everyone to believe here?
One daughter was planned, my mom says, smiling as she lifts her glass, then tilts it toward me. The other wasn't. 16 people laugh. I don't. It's Thanksgiving. I'm Maya, sitting halfway down the table, trapped between relatives who suddenly won't look at me and a mother who just turned me into a punchline. She doesn't stop there. She raises her glass again, praising my sister like I'm not even part of the same family, like I've always been the mistake she tolerated instead of the daughter she wanted. My dad goes quiet. My sister's smile drops. And I stand up, I reach into my bag, pull out something I was never supposed to bring tonight, and say, "You're right, I wasn't planned." Then I look straight at her, but that's not the truth you should be worried about. Before we continue, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for updates. The room doesn't move. It's like everything, every fork, every glass, every breath just stalls. The laughter dies awkwardly, cut short in pieces, like even they realize they went too far, but don't want to admit it. My mom doesn't sit down. She stays standing at the head of the table, glass still raised, her smile tight but controlled, like she's waiting for the reaction she expects. Like this is normal, like this is funny. "Relax," she says lightly, waving her glass a little. "It's a joke." No one really laughs this time. I can feel eyes on me, some curious, some uncomfortable, some pretending to focus on their plates, like if they don't look directly at me, they won't be part of it. My cousin Jake shifts in his seat. My Aunt Linda presses her lips together, like she's deciding whether to say something, and then doesn't. That's how it's always been. Little comments, small cuts, quiet enough to deny, sharp enough to land. But never like this. Not in front of everyone. Not with that tone like she's proud of it. I glance at my sister. Lila's staring down at her plate, her fork unmoving in her hand. She doesn't defend me. She doesn't laugh either. She just stays quiet, safe, untouched. She always is. Across the table, my dad hasn't said a word. His eyes are fixed on his drink, jaw tight, like he's already decided not to get involved. That familiar imbalance settles over the room, again, my mom controlling the narrative, everyone else adjusting around it. Except something feels off, because she didn't have to go this far. Not unless she thought she could get away with it. Not unless she believed I wouldn't push back. My fingers tighten around the edge of the envelope, still in my hand. I hadn't planned on this. Not tonight. I told myself I'd keep it together, get through dinner, leave early if I had to. But she made it impossible. She made it public. And now, there's no clean way out. My mom finally lowers her glass eyes, locking onto mine with a warning buried under that smile. "Maya," she says, softer now, but sharper. "Sit down." Same tone, same command she's used my whole life. Only this time, it doesn't land. Because I'm not 16 anymore. And I'm not the only one who knows something's wrong. I place the envelope on the table, right in the center between the plates, the wine, the carefully staged version of our family. The paper makes a quiet, deliberate sound as it touches the wood. My mom's expression shifts, just slightly, but I catch it, and so does my dad. "You should have thought about this before tonight," I say, my voice steady, even though my pulse is hammering. Her smile disappears completely now. "What is that?" she asks. I don't answer her. Instead, I slide the envelope across the table, past the dishes, past her reach, straight toward my dad. And the second his hand hovers over it, she snaps. "Don't." The word cuts through the room, sharp and immediate. Too fast. Too desperate. And for the first time that night, everyone notices. Everyone heard that, right? I say, before anyone can pretend they didn't. The tension sharpens instantly. No one moves. But the energy at the table shifts, subtle, uncomfortable, real. My mom exhales through her nose, forcing a small laugh. "Maya, don't do this. It's Thanksgiving. Don't do this." Like I started it. Like she didn't just stand there and reduce me to a mistake in front of 16 people. I glance around the table, letting the silence stretch just long enough to make it obvious. You've been saying it for years, I add. Just quieter. A few heads tilt. My cousin frowns. My aunt looks between us like she's trying to piece something together. That's the thing about her comments. They were always just subtle enough to deny a joke here, a comparison there. Lila praised for being exactly what she hoped for. Me described as unexpected, difficult, different. Across from me, Lila finally looks up. Her eyes meet mine for half a second, then flicker to the envelope. She knows, or at least she's starting to. My mom steps closer to the table, her voice dropping, controlled. Sit down. We're not turning this into a scene. Same command. Same authority. But something cracks in it this time, because I don't move. Instead, I tap the envelope lightly with my fingers. You've had years to tell the truth, I say. A pause. Then I push it a little closer to my dad. Or I can. And this time, no one even pretends to breathe. My dad doesn't pick it up right away. His hand hovers over the envelope like it might burn him. Like touching it means choosing a side he's spent years avoiding. David, my mom says, sharper now, don't encourage this. Encourage this. Like I'm a tantrum. Like I'm the problem sitting at this table. I don't look at her. Go ahead, I say to him quieter. Just read it. The room feels smaller. Someone shifts a chair. A glass clinks softly against a plate. No one interrupts. Because now they want to know. My dad finally exhales and slides the envelope open. The paper inside is already creased from how many times I've folded and unfolded it alone, trying to make sense of it before I ever brought it here. His eyes scan the first line. Then the second. And just like that, everything changes. His shoulders stiffen, his jaw tightens, the color drains from his face so fast it's almost unreal. Where did you get this? He asks, not looking at me, looking at her. A ripple moves through the table. What is it? My aunt whispers. My mom doesn't answer. She doesn't even look at the paper. She's staring at me now, completely still. Too still. It's from the clinic, I say. That word lands. Clinic. You can feel it hit every person at the table differently. Confusion, curiosity, something sharper underneath. My dad's grip tightens on the page. And my mom finally steps forward, voice low, controlled but cracking at the edges. Give me that.
If she's joked about Maya being unwanted for years, why does the clinic record suddenly make her panic like this? What isn't she saying?
He doesn't. And that's when I know she's not in control anymore. My dad doesn't hand it over. He just keeps staring at the page like if he reads it enough times, it might say something different. Elaine, he says finally, his voice low too calm to be anything but serious. That's what makes the room go completely still. Not yelling, not anger. That tone, the one that means something's already broken. What is it? Lila asks, her voice tight now, eyes locked on him. Dad, what does it say? He doesn't answer her. He looks at my mom instead. And for the first time in my life, I see her hesitate. It's small, just a flicker, but it's there. Her shoulders tense. Her mouth opens slightly, like she's about to spin it, control it, reshape it into something safer. But nothing comes out. Because she knows she can't. It's nothing, she says finally, too quickly. Maya's twisting things. Then let him read it out loud. I cut in. The interruption lands hard. A few people shift uncomfortably. Someone mutters, yeah. Now there's pressure. Not just from me, but from everyone watching. My mom's composure cracks just a little more. We are not doing this here. But it's already happening. I step closer to the table, my voice steady, deliberate. You told everyone I wasn't wanted, I say, holding her gaze, like I was some accident you had to deal with. I pause just long enough for it to sink in. Except that's not the truth, is it? She doesn't answer. So I do. You didn't just not plan me. I take a breath and drop it. You tried to replace me. And this time, no one even pretends to look away. For a second, no one reacts. It's like the words don't fully land, like they hang in the air, waiting to be processed. Then everything shifts at once. What does that even mean? My cousin asks, half laughing, half confused. My dad finally moves. He sets the paper flat on the table, smoothing it out with a hand that's not steady anymore. His voice comes out quieter than before, but heavier. This is from a fertility clinic, he says. A ripple spreads instantly, chairs creak, someone inhales sharply, a fork drops against a plate. I don't look away from my mom. She went there, I say, my voice even now, controlled in a way it's never been before, while she was already pregnant with me. That's when it hits them. You can see it on every face around the table. The realization, the math. She didn't think I'd turn out the way she wanted, I continue. So she started planning another child before I was even born. I turn slightly, just enough to look at Lila. That was you. Lila's expression collapses, not defensive, not angry, just stunned. Mom, she whispers. My mom doesn't answer her. For once, she has nothing ready. No polished response. No joke to deflect it. My dad lets out a breath like something just snapped into place. You told me those appointments were routine, he says, looking at her now, not at the paper. You lied. I was trying to... She starts. To what? He cuts in, sharper now. Fix it? Replace our child before she was even here? The word replace lands harder the second time. Around the table, the shift is undeniable. People who were laughing minutes ago won't even meet her eyes now. My aunt shakes her head slowly. Someone mutters, that's not normal. The authority my mom held in this room, it's gone. Completely. I did what I thought was best, she says finally, but it sounds weaker now. Smaller. For who? I ask. She doesn't answer. Because there isn't one that works. Silence settles again, but it's different this time. Not awkward, not passive, heavy. Final. I reach for my coat, my hands steady. For years, this story belonged to her. The version where I was the accident, the mistake, the extra. Not anymore. I'm done carrying that for you, I say, looking at her one last time. Then I glance at Leela. Her eyes are glassy, confused, searching. None of this was your fault, I tell her. It's the only thing in this room that feels clean. I turn, walk past the table, past the stairs, past the silence that followed me my whole life. And this time, I leave it behind. No one stops me. No one laughs. And for the first time, no one calls me the daughter she didn't want.
Makes you wonder how many